In 1920, women gained the right to vote. During World War II, women had to enter the workforce due to the men being sent to war, causing women to take on a man's role as a worker. In 1972, Title IX stated that men and women have equal opportunity without discrimination in federally funded programs. These changes over time have led to the controversy as to whether or not women are treated equally in their roles within everyday life. Many people want women to have the same opportunities as men. This is not easily accomplished because women's roles are heavily embedded in their culture. Following the structural functionalism theory, society has functioned for millennia with certain gender roles assigned to women. These roles are learned by women as they conform and interact with their culture. Religion enriches culture and explains a lot about why people do the things they do. Religion can tell us a lot about a society. Our main question is whether or not women have equality comparable to men within religion. History shows that women have played a huge role in the foundation of religion. Back when Muhammad created the Islamic religion, Aisha, who was one of his wives, stood out to his followers. She knew and understood all of the teachings and scholarly context of the religion. When Muhammad died, Aisha took on a greater role in Islam as prophetess to keep his legacy alive. She taught the doctrine of Islam, law, and delivered public speeches. She advocated women's education. Aisha is remembered as an intelligent woman whose influence continues to impact Islam today. According to Faris, women ruled in Arab history, and though their power declined over time, respect for women is rising and he believes women can rule again. To explain the modern position of women in Islamic traditions, we turn to Abdullah and Faris, who are from Saudi Arabia and actively practice the Islamic faith.
For some countries like Saudi Arabia, for example, we have cultural thing where we don't give the woman all the rights, and this has nothing to do with Islam.
We can strongly relate their culture and religion to ours here in Utah, where the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the prominent religion. Within this religion, men determined worthy by gospel doctrine receive something called the priesthood, which is the authority to administer ordinances of salvation. Some of these ordinances are baptism, blessing of the sacrament, and blessing the sick. Women, however, do not receive the priesthood, which is the cause of rising conflict within the LDS Church. This conflict is led by the organization who go by ordained women. These women feel that because they are unable to hold the priesthood, it keeps them at a lower social standing. We turn to Deborah Jensen, the communications chair of Ordained Women, to explain the reasons why they feel women should be ordained priesthood holders.
Just culturally, we have a community that is largely influenced by the LDS Church, and you will never convince me that the patriarchal structure that we have in our church, the cultural traditions that we have in our church that preclude women from being ordained and serving in any true leadership capacity do not influence everything that happens in Utah. That they do not influence the fact that we don't vote for women, the fact that women don't run for office, the fact that women apologize for everything they say, and that women feel like their own, the plastic surgery billboards on I-15 are a direct result of this culture that values women for one thing and one thing only, and that is their bodies and what their bodies can do. Make more babies.
Other members of the church hold a different perspective. As stated by prior president of the church, Gordon B. Hinckley, women do not hold the priesthood because the Lord has put it that way. It is part of his program. Women have a very prominent place in this church. Men hold the priesthood offices of the church, but women have a tremendous place in this church. They have their own organization. It was started in 1842 by the prophet Joseph Smith, called the Relief Society, because its initial purpose was to administer help to those in need. It has grown to be, I think, the largest women's organization in the world. They have their own offices, their own presidency, their own board. That reaches down to the smallest unit of the church everywhere in the world. The men hold the priesthood, yes, but my wife is my companion. In this church, the man neither walks ahead of his wife nor behind his wife, but at her side. They are co-equals in this life and great enterprise. In the recent documentary Meet the Mormons, which was released by the church, the Marin family from Costa Rica describes their roles as a man and woman within their faith. They say, many people think that women should be subject to men, but in reality, in the church, it is not that way. We believe it is important to give the husband the respect that he deserves. But most importantly is that the husband knows that there is a queen in the house and that all decisions must be made together. We are always willing to learn from each other. For the modern family, it is about love, mutual respect, and teamwork. As we can see, between the ordained women movement and the Costa Rican family, gender roles are influenced by culture and values. Other religions, such as Jewish Orthodox, Missouri Synod Lutheran Church, Roman Catholic, and Southern Baptist, see women as caretakers before providers. On the other hand, American Baptist, Buddhist, Episcopal, Evangelical Lutheran, Jewish Reform and Conservative, Presbyterian, Methodist, Universalist, and United Church of Christ believe in equal opportunity for all religious roles. These beliefs are centered in underlying assumptions about what would make society fair and function smoothly. Some people think men and women have different roles for a successful society. These roles aren't better than one another. Some people think equal opportunity is needed for society to function fairly. This is the crux of the argument about whether religion promotes or slows equality for women. We've given you the facts. What do you think? Is there gender equality within religion?